Hey, what's going on, guys? Some kind of hate here, and today I got some more Homefront for you guys, and this is gonna be some ground control gameplay. And the name of this map here is Crossroads, which is personally so far probably one of my favorite maps to play ground control on. I just feel like it's the most balanced, and it has a lot of advantages to lines of sights and everything. When you lock down, the A and B flag or the C and B flag, you can hold them pretty well, but once you start getting tanks involved and Humvees and everything, is where B really starts to become really hectic. And as you can see, B right here is like underneath this bridge in this tiny little section here. And on the screen there where it says Bravo is congested, all that means is that there's an enemy guy somewhere in the area and he's sitting on the flag, so it makes it so that you can't capture the flag. Kind of like, when you're playing Call of Duty and try to capture a flag and the bar won't move. So it's pretty much the same idea, but it's kind of cool. It actually lets you know that someone's around to watch your back. And today I'm going to be using the ACR assault rifle. I just have a holographic sight on it. And, out of the assault rifles I use so far, the M4, the SCAR L, which is a 3-round burst, and the ACR, the M4 still stands out as my favorite and most consistent gun. I just feel like it's the easiest one to use, and it also is the most steadiest, even though the damage on it is fairly low. The ACR is nice, but I don't know. As you can see when you shoot it, there's just something about it I don't really like. I don't know if it's just like the sound of the way the gun shoots and everything, but I'm definitely liking the M4 a lot more. But I figured I'd give you some gameplay with a different weapon. And I know a lot of you guys are probably wondering how the sniping is and all those kind of things. I don't really snipe too much, but I do have a couple of gameplays where I spawn in with the sniper rifle and try to get my grizz on, but pretty much fail miserably and go right back to an assault rifle. I get way too impatient just sitting somewhere in the map and kind of playing defensively. I really like to try to run around and find as many people as I possibly can and always be in the action, because I feel like a game can really turn around a lot, especially if you're not just out there trying to secure bases, trying to potentially pick off people that might be trying to take your base, which is kind of cool about the whole spawn system, how you can spawn in above. If you got somebody trying to flank one of your bases, you could actually tell, like, oh, there's a guy in our base, so when you spawn in, you can actually think about, okay, well, let me take this guy out first and then move on to the next thing that you're gonna be doing or whatever. And in this game here, as you can see, they have mostly the A base held down pretty well, and there's an example of one of those snipers. I don't have the patience to sit next to a tree and blend in with a bush, but right here you can see I got pretty pissed. I was like, you know what, fuck this dude, I'm about to pull out my sniper rifle. And it was actually a horrible timing, because what had just happened right there, if you look at the scoreboard on the left right near the minimap, look at me just pound that guy, spam the trigger, man. As you can tell, I was just spraying and praying, and hopefully that I would take that guy out. But here's another technique I use when I'm trying to secure a base. I'll call in a personal UAV, which shows up anyone in my area just for me personally. Like, no one else sees that UAV, just me. I use that to try to secure bases when I think there might be somebody around. But yeah, like I was saying, if you look on the left near the minimap right now, you can see how there's two little squares next to the KPA and the USA. You have to, in ground control, you have to win 2 rounds of winning and taking all the flags. So even if you win the first round, you still got another round to go, which I think what happens in this game here, the reason why this is a pretty long gameplay, is that they win the first round and then we take the next 2. So you have to take both rounds, and what it does is it moves the flags farther across the map. So once you take those 3 bases and you time out the score, it's actually going to move the bases farther out on the map, and the map gradually gets bigger, and then you have to secure the bases and do it again, and then they'll switch back to where the flags originally were. So once we win this round here, it'll bring it back to underneath the bridge. And yeah, that's mostly how the ground control games go. I think it's kind of cool, if you guys have played Medal of Honor or Battlefield, this is a very similar game type. It's kind of like if you were to play Rush, except the only difference is that it doesn't keep on progressing. It just moves back and forth between a few points where the flags would be. So it's a pretty cool idea. Instead of just having, like, regular old Domination, where the flags just sit in the same spot. And you know what happens when you get a good team to play a Domination game. You get 2 flags and then you just spawn trap the hell out of the guys for the whole game, and that would make this game completely miserable. So I'm kind of happy that they did that, so you have to move around the map, and it really displays how big these maps really are. If you were to play these on a TDM, this map would be, you know, cut off to a secluded area, which is also very similar to like Battlefield Bad Company 2. Like if you play TDM, the maps are roughly a lot smaller than if you were to play like an objective game, which is you know, pretty cool. I mean, it gets you to see, you know, how big the maps are, and gets you to move around a little bit. So the snipers can't just sit in their post the whole game and expect to just keep picking people off. They're gonna actually have to progress on. So right here you can see I got a UAV up. I see these guys spawning behind me in the water. Pick off a couple guys over here, and at this point, you know, I'm really just trying to hold down A, because I see that my team has B and C held down pretty well. They got a helicopter in the air. I think it actually just got shot down, but I'm trying to play this spawn area over here where I see these guys spawning at the bottom of the rocks. And one thing about this game too, I want to talk about a little bit, is the hip fire. Now, I don't, you know, typically hip fire. I don't know what it is about it. I just always have the tendency to aim down sight. Even like right here, as you can see, I'm like really close to these guys. I still aim down sight anyways. I don't know what it is. I feel like it's just habit or something. But the hip fire is definitely not as, you know, accurate as it would be if you were to aim down sight. Even when you're really close to people, it still isn't that great. So I definitely recommend to get your marksmanship skills up and try to aim down sight whenever possible. And that guy right there, that was a horrible spawn. He just spawned right into my line of fire. That was pretty bad, but I get picked off from the side. Now that missile you saw me calling, that was my Hellfire missile. You call it in, you know, it's like it's very similar to like a Predator missile. You coming from the sky and you have a circle marked with an X, and I didn't actually do it when I dropped it there, but you can actually, you know, bring it in and bring it up closer using the left bumper, which is a pretty cool feature. And I think I get like a double or a little triple from all those guys sitting up on top of the rocks. This game has so many different vertical advantages, it's ridiculous. Like, I get killed so many times by guys that are sitting on top of like a hill or a couple rocks or a mountain top or something like that, and I didn't even know that part of the map existed. Like, I didn't even know you could get up there. Pretty much anything constructive in this game is like, everything goes, you know. If you can climb on top of it, you can be there, and it works. And you know, I don't usually spend too much time up there, but I can definitely see that if you were trying to get some good sniping gameplay or something, you could find a spot like that and use it. Man, but those guys piss me the hell off. Like, if any of you guys follow Wings of Redemption, or I mean obviously Hutch, a lot of people follow Hutch. If you been reading any like their tweets on Twitter, a lot of people are just complaining so much about the sniping and how they just get sniped all the time, and that it really pisses them off. And I have the same experience too. Like, I can definitely say when I'm trying to play the objective and run around using an assault rifle or a submachine gun, and I get sniped by somebody sitting on like a rooftop, man, it fucking pisses you off, let me tell you. I don't know what it is. It just feels so much more personal than if they were to, you know, run up in your face and shoot you. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I feel like they have so much better coverage, but man, it is really hard to well, I don't want to say really hard, but it is pretty difficult to pull really good games in Homefront. Like, as much as I've played so far, I pretty much played this game for about a day now. I've only really got to play multiplayer for roughly a day, and I can probably, you know, pinpoint maybe like only a handful of games that I feel like were really good. And even then, they're not like, you know, like your typical like Call of Duty scores where, you know, a guy will go like 70-1 in Domination or whatever, you know, just something crazy KD. I haven't really seen it too much in Homefront, and you die a lot more than you would think. Even if you have a nice spot going for you, people are gonna come get you because there's so many different ways to get you other than to run up on you. You know, there's the drones. As you can see right now, I'm in a helicopter, I think this was actually one of the first times I ever got into this thing, and I had no idea how to use it. So I'm just flying over their spawn and just like shooting all these random missiles off and hoping that I kill people. As you can see though, that they don't give you the little red square or anything to try to help you find where they are. You kind of just have to know where the enemy team is and pick them off with the missiles and everything. And right here, I don't even know what the hell that is flying. I think it's just another helicopter from the enemy team. I'm trying to shoot it down, but I think I failed miserably and I end up getting taken out. Yep, right there I get blown up. And it's back to the ground. At this point in the game, you guys can see this is a pretty close game. You can see how we're bouncing back and forth between flags and everything. Right now they took C, so they kind of flipped it on us. But man, the helicopter thing is pretty damn cool. Like when you spawn in as a helicopter, it just changes the whole way that the game feels, and you can actually see where everybody is, and it's kind of nice because it's not like you have like a set time in it. It's pretty much however long you can last until they shoot you down. Some of the things like the drones, they have like battery. They're battery powered, so what will happen is like over time the battery will run out, and I think it actually stops in its tracks. I'm not really sure because I actually haven't been able to survive that long in a drone. You usually get shot and destroyed pretty fast, but I just think it's really cool how they put that in the game where it's not, you know, just your typical soldier on foot kind of warfare. You can actually, you know, get involved with drones and helicopters and tanks, and if you save up all your battle points, you can use them for something really nice like that. And right there, man, that is fucking long range with the pistol. I had no idea I would be able to pick that guy off. That's like some Medal of Honor shit where you get a guy like a mile away with the pistol. The pistol's pretty good in this game. It's I know I don't really rely on it too much, but when I have to, you know, right there, like I had to pick it off and use it again. But anyways, guys, that pretty much wraps up this gameplay here. Pretty long gameplay because we had to secure the flags twice and they won the first round, but I went 34-10 in this game. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to leave a like on it, and until next time, I will talk to you guys later. Peace.